do you think about riding in Mommy's car? You don't seem all that excited. You don't want to look at me. Why don't you want to look at me? Are you afraid I'm going to try to put the sunglasses back on? Is it because you don't like your mohawk? You don't want people to see your awesome mohawk? No? Okay, you're going to lay down? Oh. What do you think of my new car? Uns, 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 uns. I finally got myself a car, so I'm not driving the RV all over Los Angeles anymore. Since I moved into my apartment, I now have a 45-minute to an hour commute because of rush hour and traffic every morning and night. And RVs really aren't meant to be driven like that over and over again every day in traffic. So I needed to get an actual car to do all the driving that I'm doing. So this is a 2015 Kia Forte. I love it. She's so great. I feel a lot cooler driving around in a car as opposed to an RV also. Because when you're driving around like Hollywood in an RV, it feels a little bit awkward. But driving this around has been pretty cool. And now I don't have to worry about height clearances. Man, was that such an issue driving the RV everywhere. I couldn't park in parking garages. It like seriously limited where I could park when I was just going out and about, going out with friends. Parking around here is already ridiculous because there's just so much traffic. There are so many people. And if I wanted to go out on like a Friday or Saturday night in Hollywood, let's say, there was nowhere for me to park. And a lot of these places, they would have either a parking lot or a parking garage, but parking lots, a lot of them were too small, and there was no way that I could be pulling that 21-foot boat of an RV into a parking lot meant for compact cars. And parking garages, there's like no height clearance that'll allow a 9-foot tall vehicle to fit in it. So having a car feels like such a nice luxury. One thing I'm not totally thrilled about is the car payments, but all part of life, right? I mean, I could have bought some junker so I wouldn't have car payments, which I actually considered doing, but decided against it because I need something reliable with all the driving I do, because I am driving every single day and driving a lot. So anyway. Oh, so since I was talking about driving to and from work, and since people have been asking me, I thought I would fill you guys in on what it is I actually do for money. I might have mentioned in some of my older videos that I've been doing bookkeeping for a long time and working in accounting. I wouldn't say I'm just a bookkeeper, but I'm not a CPA either. I do accounting, and I guess my current position is as an operations accountant for a restaurant group that has multiple locations. And funny enough, I actually do the operations accounting for one of their New York City locations. But the corporate office is located here in LA, so that's where I work out of. And I was fortunate enough to get that job 2 weeks after moving out here, which was great because I had like no money saved, really. I came out here just really hoping that I'd be able to get a job, and I totally lucked out. I will say that I feel really fortunate to have gained these skills in bookkeeping and accounting throughout the last several years. I guess I started working in this field back in 2008. I had a job as the office manager for a music production company, and I had to do some light bookkeeping. And one of our independent contractor songwriters reached out to me saying he needed a personal bookkeeper, and he offered to pay me a really good hourly rate. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how many other people can I get to pay me this amount of money? So I started contracting myself out as a bookkeeper, really only having the minimal experience at this music production company. But the great thing about working in this field is that it is always very much needed and there's always work. So I just somehow managed to start getting hired and picked up all these jobs and basically learned as I went along. And I had some really great mentors along the way. Some of the, business owners, a lot of the CPAs working with the businesses really guided me and helped teach me everything that I know. And I became a whiz with QuickBooks. I am a complete QuickBooks expert, which is a software that lots of companies use to track their finances and do their accounting and blah, blah, blah. So I really, honed this skill the last several years, and I'm really grateful for it. Even though my ultimate goal in life is to be a musician, singer, songwriter, performer, I'm thrilled that I have gained this experience, and it's afforded me to work jobs that pay decently, and I can make a decent living. So yeah, I will say it's like night and day, and I know not a lot of people look at me and would think that I work in accounting, but I do, and there's actually something about it that I really, really enjoy, something with numbers. It's like solving a Sudoku puzzle sometimes because I'm always trying to figure out stuff and get things to balance. So I actually really enjoy it. I've also been fortunate to find jobs that have been pretty lenient as far as the dress code and my tattoos. I would actually have to say the place I'm working at now has the strictest dress code of anywhere I worked. Everywhere I worked at in New York, they were always really laid back, and I could pretty much wear whatever I wanted. It was no big deal. But here, it's more business casual. So I know my look is a little more colorful than other people, but I just slap on a nice dress and it's acceptable. So I also think working in cities like New York and Los Angeles, where creative types tend to commune, I think that's why it's a little bit more laid back here when you find a job, and that they're a little bit more lenient with the dress code. I'd like to eventually phase away from the accounting and bookkeeping and just do videos and write music. So yeah, the dreams are still very much alive. So I guess that is it for today, and I will see you next time. Bye. Say bye, honey. Say bye-bye.